veterans, we are not a monolith. We are probably the most diverse group, and yet we find a way to work together. I mean, that's a day-to-day for us. It's easy.
Yeah, it's easy to look at it the same here.
Can you keep it down? We're recording right now.
Check it out.
How's it going? It's good to see you outside of work.
Nice shirt.
Yeah, Veteran Scholar
Okay,
program.
enough
with
small talk. Let's do
this.
Which branch of the military is the best and why?
Easy, Marine Corps.
I don't even know why. Why do you
everybody knows that. That's just like a basic.
True.
That's just a basic
and
fact.
why?
Because what do you mean?
It's asking
I don't know.
why.
First to fight. It's the toughest. Okay, give me your pitch then. Who's the best?
I would say honestly, if I didn't join the Army, I would have joined the Marine Corps.
Yep.
Yeah. Dang it's on film.
So bias aside, the Marine Corps.
No. Well, I come from an Army family, so I'm always going to be biased.
Have you trained today?
Well, I had my cup of coffee. Does that count?
We're here pretty early, but I do have my gym bag with me. As a military veteran, what's the biggest value you feel you personally bring to a college setting?
Oh.
Biggest value.
The biggest value that...
It's you personally.
I know, that a student veteran can bring to the university themselves. And they come in here with a whole bunch of experience. They have such, if they made it here, that means they went through some stuff.
Yeah.
Right? Just the persistence and the resiliency and just who they are, their character. They're bringing, the best thing they bring here is themselves. And everyone needs to see that. That's what I feel is the best thing about being a student veteran.
I think you're absolutely right. Everyone has a journey to get here, no matter how many enlistments they do. You've got to do at least 3, right, to qualify for the GI Bill, and then even that is another journey in itself, getting applied for that. But me personally, I would say the military did a lot for my social skills. I would like to think that I was, knew how to speak or that I wasn't awkward as a kid. And I see that now. I see that in students, whether it's group work or in the classroom. And I try to make those initial conversations. And you can see it sometimes that they get uncomfortable.
Well, I love that you say all that, because for veterans, we know how to break the ice for the most part because we've seen things and gone through things, and humor is usually how we kind of keep each other calm, and not stress each other out. There's a lot of veterans who are quiet themselves, but at the end of the day, they know that if they have to get it done, they'll get it done. And I just think for all of our traditional students, I also think the best thing that they bring here is themselves. We can all learn from each other. It doesn't matter if you're 18 or 72. You can imagine the richness of that conversation that you can have. Yeah. The 18-year-old may not have lived 72 years of their life, but who knows the journey and the path that led them here? And for me, it's when worlds collide, it's very serendipitous. There's a reason why you two are connected. You should really just immerse yourself in those conversations. And so I feel that for any traditional student or any veteran, get out of your shell and just meet people you would have never thought you'd ever cross paths with. And I think that is the beauty of a university, especially here at ASU, that we're so diverse, and you should just meet as many people as you can. You never know what kind of friendships you're going to build that's going to be forever, honestly.
What's a stereotype or misconception about the military community that you wish were different?
I don't even know how to answer that. I don't. There's too many.
I've got a good one.
Okay, go.
I think it's assumed pretty often that the military was almost used as some kind of scapegoat, like we had no other option.
That's a good one.
Either we didn't have the grades or we're
going to go to jail.
I wasn't going to go down that road, but I just don't think it's fair that, for anybody to generalize us that we had no options, that the military was our only opportunity. I know plenty of veterans that are had phenomenal grades in high school or had scholarship opportunities or job opportunities and just had an urge or a willingness to serve. So it's,
I think the stereotype, I mean, there's so many that I'm easily
There's
get
a
a
few.
little annoyed. Yeah. I would say probably that every veteran needs a freebie. We all need a free cup of coffee, and that's going to make everything good. I understand the intention is because you feel this is way to thank a veteran, but
Yeah.
most of us are good, right? We're pretty solid. We know the direction we're going in, but those who do need the help, it's not that they need a handout. They don't need swag. They need a hand up. Like help them build a resume, help them how to get to college and how to be successful in college.
What is a stereotype or misconception that you have had about someone else that was later proved wrong?
Oh, that's easy. It's probably the one thing I still regret because I have done it myself, or I've gone through it in one of the Veterans Honor Stole ceremony, when we would have the graduates sit in the front and the family sit in the back. And I'm stressed out. I'm just trying to get everyone in their seats. And this couple, they're about to sit. And I say to the guy, I was like, "Oh, you're sitting up front." And she goes, "I'm the veteran." I'm like,
So you
"Ooh,
did it.
I did.
You
I
talked to
did.
me
I
about
know,
that before.
I know, and it's like I did the one thing that I hate when people
do that
do
to
to
you,
me,
yeah.
and I did it to her. And I think it's because at the moment I'm just like stressed. And I think she was even holding a baby. So I just, how it goes. And he was dressed really nice.
Yeah.
So I just assumed it was the way. Oh, I still regret that.
I would say in my classes here at the school, I'll assume that, I like to think I'm like fairly responsible, or my experience makes me, this or that, or I'm a little bit older so I can handle these things. Like, I don't want to say better, but like I feel like I'm set up for success here at the university, but I'm definitely proven wrong with these kids, or they've got it together. Like they're smart, they've got a lot on their plate, they're away from home, and it's like I'm no more capable or responsible or successful than any of these guys here at the university. So I would definitely say I get proven wrong in that aspect.
Right.
That they're very responsible and they have their stuff together.
And they make great friends.
Yeah,
And
they're good connections to
they're
have
great
too.
connections.
I have one in astronomy right now who's like pulling me through that class because
Right.
it's so much more math than I anticipated. I was like, oh, astronomy, I get to look at the stars in the
And it's-
sky.
it's
And
so
I got there and they're
crazy.
like, do you have your scientific calculator? So it's
You're like, what? What is
wait,
that?
time out.
How much is that? ASU's charter measures itself by whom we include. Have you personally experienced that here? Share an example.
I mean, I'm 24, and I'll get that question occasionally. But being older doesn't exclude me from anything really. Although I don't get treated any different. Everyone's the veteran question will pop up every once in a while, but no, it's my example of inclusion. I guess would never being excluded from anything here.
Well, part of our work at the Pat Tillman Veterans Center is to live by the charter, making sure everyone feels included, especially our veterans, our dependents, active duty, whether they're in person or online. I mean, when we were in the military, it's all about one big family.
Yeah.
So that's easy to put here because a veteran, we don't all look the same. We're not a monolith. So we want everyone to see that we are just as diverse and that we welcome everybody. So it's easy for us.
It's better well spoken than my answer.